thing. I say it as a gray area. While most people are quick to condemn stock market manipulation, I hope what I'm trying to teach you guys is that
Still
to
fucking
accept it.
studying.
I'm not saying partake in it, just accept it. And, we don't have that many court cases, and when there is a case, the people who are accused usually, settle with the SEC, and they don't admit or deny guilt. So, is that illegal? Until a case proves otherwise. I mean, there's certain terms of, certain kinds of manipulation that are blatantly illegal, but much of this pumping is just to get the stock up. And that's pretty much the only way that a lot of these penny stocks and their companies and their insiders can survive. Without promotion, without a little manipulation, these companies go nowhere. So we have to accept the good with the bad. This is best for patient people and small accounts looking for big percent gains. With my strategy, obviously you need $2,000 to short sell. And, ideally you have over 25,000 or even over $250,000 so that you can short stocks under $2.50 a share. But that's big money. I have this one student, his name is Jarmal, and he turned $500 into roughly $3,000 in a few weeks, just buying pumps as they broke out. And, going all in, which I again, can't recommend, but I have to commend it when it works. And he's buying, I don't even remember the stocks that he bought. I think he bought RYUN when it was breaking out, and he held for a few days, and he made like 30 or 40%, and he just did that same exact kind of technical breakout trade, which is, a number 3 when I get to it. And he did that a few times in a few weeks, so it worked out. The ramp, this is number 2. The run-up speeds up, and it consolidates in anticipation of a breakout. I love technical breakouts. I don't like buying stocks just randomly. I get a lot of tips from a lot of people saying, oh, this is the next pump. I might put it on my watch list, but I want a technical indicator because I don't want it to just pop up on my watch list just because I have a network of degenerates who, give me this information. A lot of them are feeding me misinformation because they want to embarrass me. A lot of people are feeding me information because they're trying to help me, but they're just too stupid and they don't know it. Stock tips are rarely a good thing. I consider them, I put them on the watch list, but I want a technical breakout. And I love sideways price action and then a technical breakout. The greater volume and message board hype, it kind of increases. If you want to chart it, all you extra ridiculously analytic people, I'm sure there's a way to calculate the percentage gain on the volume day by day or hour by hour and the number of messages posted on various message boards. And you'll see that it's built up. It might not be an exact science, but when you start seeing more and more people talking about it and the stock is moving in the right direction, guess what? Those people on the message boards aren't exactly real. Okay? If I was a promoter, I would have multiple aliases. Jonathan Levitt did that and he got busted by the SEC. But I'm sure, we can be smarter than him if I was to be a penny stock promoter. Keep that in mind in the future. Hold long for a few days or weeks. Again, it's not an exact science. I mean, I can put up all the bullets I want, but it's basically just when there's some increase. This would be like raise right now, RAYS, where it's gone from 110, 120 to 180, and it's just been ramping 5 or 10 cents pretty much every single day. So people are buying it in anticipation of a big spike up. I haven't bought it yet, but I'm watching it. This is my favorite. So this is how I made my first $1 million back in 99 and 2000. I didn't know what was going on, but I bought these breakouts that had heightened a ton and really gone quickly, because I'm not a patient guy. Those of you at my party last night might have known that, because I was kind of tipsy before I even got to the party. I'm just not patient, or I just can't drink. The most rewarding time to be long a pump is during the supernova, but it's also the riskiest. KNKT, which you'll see an example of in a little bit, is one example where, a supernova is usually like big green candles on a daily chart where it's just going up every single day, 10, 20, maybe 30, sometimes even 50% day by day, like 3 days in a row. So KNKT was one of those where it was a supernova, and I bought it on the second big candle day, because I thought that there would be a third. There wasn't, and I was fortunate enough to get out with just a small loss and actually reverse my position and short it. But you have to be careful about buying these supernovas when they're too extended, because right after a supernova, it comes. Well, I just have step number 4. I'm tired with all the names. Let's just get them in order. But some pumps do end faster than others, and when they end quickly. So you have to be very careful. Supernovas, my goal, again, 50 cents to $1 a share in a few minutes, hours, or days on the long side. I think I bought KNKT in the 280s. I think it was right under 3. My goal was to sell like around 350. Instead, I sold at the 280s because, it didn't gap up. When I'm wrong about any of these stages, I get out very quickly just to protect myself, because these stocks are very volatile. You really have to respect the volatility and that everything can flip on a dime. I've known too many traders and too many people who have lost tons and tons of money by not being quick and by adding on a dip, or shorting more into some ridiculously big spike up, some supernova. So number 4 is the cliff dive. It is a small decline near the top, and it turns into a full-on collapse. The best time to short these pumps for hours or days. It's also the most difficult time to find shares to short. When a stock, like any of these pumps, has gone from 50 cents to $4 or $5 in a few days, all on manipulation and promotion, everybody wants to short it. Okay, it's not rocket science. I got an email once upon a time where they're like, Tim, you're such a, what did it say? You're such a scam artist. You're an asshole, because you only make money on the gimmies, and your strategy is so simple. You just focus on the gimmies. And I took it as a compliment, because I'm like, I want to trade the gimmies. I don't need some ridiculously crazy arbitrage strategy that I don't understand. I'm not that smart of a guy in the first place. I want something simple. And usually in my experience, when you have a simple strategy, it works best. Again, short.
MD Chevy Box Boy, he has his trading stocks at 9 to 5. Yeah. Let me ask you something. What's your 9 to 5 pay you right now?
Scams, when they spike exponentially, increases your odds of winning dramatically, because these are scams, because they will end up in the gutter. So I want to be short during a cliff dive, but sometimes you have to be early. So you have to weigh the risk reward of how far will it go while you're shorting. Will you potentially get bought in? And sometimes I do it better than others. Ideally it's a sideways price action, and it breaks through a technical support level like FEED the other day. Who here was watching FEED the other day? Raise your hands. A few people. Perfect technical crack. Interactive Brokers had 500,000 shares one day. And then most of the other days, like 50 to 100,000 shares to short. And it dropped from 80 cents down to, or 90 cents down to 70 cents. Not a huge drop, but a nice 20% gain. And I messed up.
Yeah, you'll make that in 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 10 seconds. So it doesn't matter if it's a 9 to 5 or not, man. But to answer your question, you can pretty much make your schedule, but the schedule is like this. Schedule would probably be get your fucking ass up New York time. You would get up at 6 a.m., right? Pre-market opens at 7 a.m. And then from 7 a.m. to 10:30 is where you'll make your money, right? And then after that, you'll just break. You won't even fuck around unless you want to. You can, but everything's it's just real choppy. No volume, meaning the market doesn't move. You can't make a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it moves, and then you crank back up from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock. So that's your schedule right there. And after that, you're done.
10%. But it was a cliff dive, as I'll show you in the chart. If you box a position, be quick to unwind any longs or risk getting wrecked. I've tried boxing my shorts. If you short too early and you don't want to risk getting squeezed on the upside, so you box it. And this is what LX21 does. with the mastery of a samurai warrior. And it's true. And every time I try and box, I'm holding my long, and then it starts dropping, and I can't get out, and then I'm like, if you're long and you're short of stock and it starts collapsing, you don't make any money. So there's ways where you have to basically, short of stock, let's say short CPMCF, which is one that I actually did short at, let's say 24 cents where I shorted, and then it goes all the way up to 80 cents. So when it's breaking out higher along the way, I didn't know it would go all the way up to 80, but to protect myself, I should have bought, so that I could have bought and shorted at the same time at 24 cents, sold my long position ideally at 80 cents, and then I would have been still net short from 24 cents and profited as it comes back down. I suck at boxing. I've tried it a few dozen times. I'm never very good at the timing, so I've stopped. And I know it's also complicated for newsletter subscribers where, I tell people to box, and, some people don't have big accounts. They can't box. Who here boxes? Raise your hands. All right, so some of you, samurai warrior. It's just dangerous. So I like one or two positions at a time. I really like simple stuff. In my mind, I can comprehend, okay, my goal is to make 50 cents a share. I have 5,000 shares. My goal is to make 2,500. If I mess up, I made 1,000 on the day. Nice and simple. I can write about it. I can, picture it all in my head. When I start getting out of my comfort zone, it starts getting, sloppy. So I encourage you all to find your comfort zone and recognize what a comfort zone is. Who here has found their comfort zone in trading? Raise your hands. Very few people. That's good. And that's why you're here. You need to find your comfort zone. And it's not necessarily with my strategy. This is why we've, started having speakers like Lucci. If you want to trade, large cap options, there's opportunity everywhere. But you need to find what's comfortable to you. And it's okay. Some of you might not come back next year. Some of you might blow up. Some of you might say, you know what, trading isn't for me. That's fine. Do what's comfortable for you. This isn't me forcing you. This isn't Oppenheimer funds, lying and bullshitting and saying this is the right way to invest. There is no right way. The right way is your way. Burger King now. Number 5 is the dip buy. And I think this is actually the best time to buy a pump when there's still momentum and interest to bounce solidly after an excessive decline. A lot of people see these supernovas and they miss out shorting. They can't find shares to short, and they didn't buy on the way up because they're just freaked out at how fast it was going up. And they come to me and they complain, and I say, well, what about when it crashed? There's usually always a good bounce, especially on some of these perfect pumps like JAMN and LEXG. As you'll see in these charts, the bounces are staggering. The stock can double or triple in a few hours or days. Whereas if you're buying during step number 1 or number 2, to get a double, you have to hold for weeks, and you risk, the pump not happening or the pump collapsing. This, I think, is my favorite. And I've tried this a few times. It's tough for me as a newsletter writer guru because, sometimes the bounces can only happen for an hour. And by the time, you get the email, the bounce is already over, and then it sucks. Which is why I'm so into teaching you to prepare ahead of time and do this on your own. So you don't need me. You see, I can't handle my liquor. And that means the next day, a lot of the nights when I go out, I'm not feeling so hot. So I might miss a trade every now and then. I don't want you to miss a trade just because I can't handle my liquor. You see how they're related. What is that? That's scary. Anyways, use level 2 in technical analysis to predict short-term support levels. I have talked a lot about level 2 and, just basic support and resistance levels. But when you look back on a chart and, I know this is a lot of text. We'll be getting to charts in about 3 or 4 slides. But you can use former support levels or former resistance levels. They become support on the way down. I'll tell you, on Jammin, when it went from 1 to 6 in a few weeks. It only took a few days to go from 3 to 6. Where's Bill Lynn? Bill Lynn, where are you at? Yeah, Bill. You remember jamming? You bought the breakout. It was pretty sweet. And we'll go over that in a little bit. But the beautiful thing is that because it went from 3 to 6 in a few days, the technical breakout, what was it, 320? Yeah. And so when it came time to dip buy, and I purposely didn't put slides here because I want you to try and, picture this in your own minds before you see the chart that makes it very clear. When it dropped intraday from 5 to 3, it bottomed right at the exact same point at which it broke out. And it's not a coincidence. It's because, technical analysis is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Enough traders have read technical analysis books and believe in support and resistance levels and act based on those support and resistance levels, so it makes it work. Question on live stream, what's up?
Focal asks, how do you distinguish if a stock going down is a dip to buy or a collapse that you short?
So the question is, sometimes should you just short the collapse or buy the dip? Sometimes the dip buy doesn't work. Sometimes it just keeps going down. And we'll go over that in a few charts, but it really comes down to looking at level 2. Nate, Investors Live, is a master at this particular strategy where, it basically, you look and see when the bids are getting stacked up on level 2. If a stock like Jammin drops from 5 to 3 in about an hour, and you'll see the intraday chart in a few slides, right around the 3 level, it just stopped going down. From 5 down to 3, it was quick. It was just like warm butter. Reaper, you were short that day, weren't you? You were short. Jammin, when it cracked on...
Andrew, what's up, boy? Em said he has a question. He says, why not do owner op? Oh, man, we ain't even talking about no fucking trucking, man. We're talking about stocks, man. Fuck trucking right now.
May 17th, 2011. You don't remember May 17th, 2011? Where were you? No, it might be. Okay, fair enough. There were a few people short that day. I was not, because I had hosted by a run-up on Livestock. That's why I remember the date, because it was my Friday the 13th show. So I guess Monday, the next day when it really tanked, was May 16th. And I was not short over the weekend because when you're hosting a live show in the studio in New York, it kind of messes up your trading, which is why I haven't been hosting any shows in the live studio lately, because of this trade. And I'll show you the charts, but again, I know it's kind of frustrating, but I want to frustrate you. If you saw all these
Chinese,
charts right
babe.
away, your brain
Chinese
wouldn't be
food, man.
activated. Right now, this is like a workout for your brain.
Yeah, I had
just trying to
Chinese
picture
earlier.
this. Reaper's brain isn't even functioning, which is a first. So you really have to use level 2 and support levels to try and see where a stock is going to stop dropping. And this is the cool thing. Shorts should also buy to cover into the panic due to pop.
What about you, man? What you eat for dinner, boy? What you get, man?
Buy-ins. I know a lot of people where they're short a stock during this kind of collapse and they don't cover because they say, you know what, this is a pump and dump, this is fundamentally flawed, it's going to zero, let me just hold. And then maybe a few days later they get bought in at a higher price after the bounces occurred and they're like, oh shoot, I should have covered into the panic. So I'm a big fan of covering into panic, and I cover too quickly
Truck stop food.
most of the time. But if you can, I think I can get a little better, and I think some of those people can get a little better. There's a happy medium where covering into panic and not betting that, it's going to go down to zero all
be
the
safe,
way.
man.
Sometimes there is a bounce. So we'll go over that.
Going home for
It's
Thanksgiving,
especially
right?
relevant on OPTT right now.
I'm staying right here. I ain't going
Number
nowhere.
6 is my favorite
Thanksgiving.
time to short. It is the dead pump bounce. After you have had a big supernova and the stock has come down and then it tries to bounce again. Shorting a supernova is very scary, very dangerous. Obviously, everybody wants to short it. A stock like LEXG, when it goes from 1 to 10 in a few days, everybody and their mother wanted to short the stock anywhere above 5 to 10. And that was all within 3 days. Did any of you guys find shares to short before the big drop in LEXG when it was trading between 5 and 10? Raise your hands. You bastards. Get out of here.
Yeah.
What'd you short at? 7?
It's good, man. You should come up here. You be up here with me. I'll be up
Short
here
at
for a while.
9?
I ain't leaving this motherfucker till I got about $100,000, $200,000 in
How
my
much you
account.
make on that?
I ain't leaving. I'll be
3
right
grand?
here.
That's pretty sweet. Reaper, you shorted too?
One of the subs like, damn, man, $100,000. I said, yeah, man, because that just gives me that goal. You know what I mean? I got that goal where I made 100,000, 200,000. I'm out. You know what I mean? I can do whatever I pretty much want to do. You know what I'm saying? At that point, let me tell you something. You got $100,000 in your account, and you making money on top of that $100,000, $200,000 account. You can pretty much do whatever the fuck you want. You know, and I'm solo. You know what I'm saying? I'm solo. Got no kids. Well, I got one little kid supposedly, right? But it's not 100%. But anyways, you get what I'm saying? I'm solo, so I can pretty much do what the fuck I want. But I'm not leaving North Dakota unless I got, let's say, 200,000. I'll leave when I get about $200,000 in the account, and that shouldn't take me but 4 or 5 months, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially because we got holidays coming up and we got the January effect coming up. So from January, and I'm not trying to put a cap. You know what I mean? Like I gotta have this money. Well, I'm just saying, like, realistically, you know, I should have about $200,000 in my account within 4 or 5 months. You know what I'm saying? 200,000 at least. I should have broke at least 200 grand within 4 or 5 months, all day long, doing this full time. And then when I make that 200,000, then I'll figure out what I'm gonna do. Most likely, I'll probably go into Texas, over by El Paso. They got some sick ass houses in El Paso. Sick. Give me a second. I'm gonna show you some of these houses they got over there. Fucking ridiculous, man. Oh, fucking ridiculous.
Nice. Man. So Reaper accidentally shorted LEXG because he bought and then his buy was canceled.
Realtor.
And so your sell was still valid? Hey, you probably shouldn't be admitting that on live video. Cool. Interactive Brokers. Thanks, George. I hope George gets a copy of this DVD. You'll be like, that bastard. Told you should have presented. Anyways, you know, it's very dangerous. Aside from these 3 freaks in nature, nobody else could find shares to short. And I say that very jealous. There's jealousness in my voice. Because I wanted shares so bad. Or GVBP. Do you guys remember GVBP? Anybody raise your hands? A few people? Yeah. GVBP went from like 3 cents to $1 and $1.18 actually. And I would have killed somebody for shares at $1 or higher. But there's no shares. So it's infinitely better and, you know, higher odds of finding shares to shorting into a later bounce when maybe some people have forgotten about it and there's kind of less heat.
I haven't looked at houses lately, but
bounces in El Paso, and bounce attempts can last a few.
Let me pause this shit because this is real money shit. And if you guys want to replay the video, I'm pretty much showing you. I'm pretty much putting the video. I'm putting this shit on the video so you can go back and watch it and listen to it. But whatever you're listening to right now, it's pretty much the setup. You know what I mean? But obviously, I'm just giving you a piece because you still gotta buy your own shit. But all right, give me a second. Realtor. Realtor estates. We'll look for buying houses, search for sale, and we'll look for rent. But they got some mean ass houses in El Paso. Like I said, those houses in El Paso, if I try to get a house like that back in Miami, got about, what is it? Total, I probably got about 25, because I got 2 counts. No, man. I ain't doing no fucking trucking at night. You can't do stock market. You can't do stock market and truck at the same time. I know some guys that do it, but nah, man, I'm good. It's too much. It's too much of a load. You know what I mean? You got to do a lot of. In the beginning, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm beginning. Like, yeah, I use I try to use Vanguard. But you gotta have an account with them. You gotta have like 20 stacks to get in that account. Yeah, you could do trucking and stocks, but you're not gonna make them 900,000, 500,000, 300,000 in a few months. You know what I'm saying? Because you got two things going on. You know what I mean? You can only do one or the other. You get what I'm saying? Which one you gonna do? And if you do the numbers, man, trucking don't even come near financial. You know what I'm saying? You know, motherfuckers in finance and they got 100-foot yachts. How do you think they pay for them motherfuckers? They ain't truck drivers. 100-foot yacht, man, that's over, you know, 100-foot yacht is gonna run you about, you know, $500 million. You know what I'm saying? Those yachts you see in Wall Street parked outside New York City, those yachts you see over in Fort Lauderdale, you know, that on the boat show, man, them yachts ain't cheap, man. Them yachts ain't cheap. Truck drivers ain't paying for that shit, man. So ask yourself the same question: why the fuck you want to drive a truck when you can do stocks? Nah, man. See, trucking was good to get your foot in the door so you can make money, but once you in the door, you don't need to be doing two things at a time, man. You just need to focus on one thing at a time. You know, fuck the truck. The truck can sit. Yeah. Stock is where it's at. You're going to make more money doing stocks than doing trucking. And on top of it, why the fuck you want a truck? You know, you driving all fucking day, all night. If you away from home, you away from your family and shit. Man, fuck that. I've already done that. I already been there, done that shit, man.
Days or hours.
Yeah, fuck the truck. I'm good, man. I made my motherfucking money. I'm done. They can keep that motherfucking truck. Made my money, baby. Made my money. 7 months I made my money. Gone. Done. Fuck, I'm done deal. Yeah, fuck that truck. Yeah, come out here and get your money, boy. Andrew said, shit, these motherfuckers over here don't act right in Texas. You coming to North Dakota. Yeah, you should. Make your money, get the fuck out of that. Yeah, that's what stocks do, man. They go up and down. You just got to know how to trade. So you need a mentor, Andrew. You need a teacher. You know, you need somebody you can look up to and build that confidence to trade. You know what I'm saying? You need somebody. You need a mentor. And with a mentor, you want to be like, okay, he's driving a Lamborghini, he's driving a Ferrari, he's got a Rolls Royce Phantom, he's got a Rolls Royce Wraith. You know what I mean? He's got a house on the water. You know what I'm saying? He's got a $10 million house, $2 million house, $3 million house. All right, I want him to be my mentor. You know what I mean? Just like the truck. You know, you got truck mentors, right? You got motherfuckers that got Peterbilts and they've been doing this a long time. Well, if you're a truck driver, you're like, all right, man, I want a brand new, or I want a souped up Peterbilt. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like Tia, but Tia's doing some other shit, man. T's not full time. He's not full time stock market. You know, he's doing full time like marketing. You know what I'm saying? That's what he does. But yeah, Tia's like that. You know what I mean? Look at Tia. He went from living in a fucking. He started Tia. If you know Tia Lopez on YouTube, you know you can't miss him. He's always doing these fucking commercials, man. So fucking annoying. But you know, if you look at Tia, he was living in a trailer. You know what I mean? But he got on a hustle. You know what I mean? He was thinking outside the box, and he got mentors. You know what I'm saying? So he got all these motherfucking mentors, man. You know, to build up his confidence and get him going. You know what I'm saying? It's just like trucking, same thing. You know, you build up you talk to these owner operators, and you talk to these guys that's been doing it for a while, and you get a hold. You get a hold of what's going on and how the game is, and you go from there. Yeah, man. No, it's not 400,000. He 300,000. 4,000 and 300,000 within a year's time. You know what I mean? And he only had $4,000. You know what I'm saying? So.
And can have great upside. LEXG, when it dropped from 10 down to 3, it bounced to 6. Did anybody play that bounce? Buying LEXG, raise your hands. Yeah? What'd you buy in? 350 to 450 long in a few minutes? That's pretty sweet. So you understand this, and you're remembering that chart right now. I'm going to show you that chart. It's fun. It's fun. Reaper, you bought too? LEXG on the dip? Thank you for that amazing summary.
Well, man, I'm glad to hear you bought that fast money too, man. Cause, look, you know what I'm saying? Like, this Friday alone. Let's just use Friday as an example. There was a couple stocks I could have gotten in if I had a bigger account because I already was in a position. But my point is, I saw these stocks move. I could have made 6 times my money. You want to do the fucking math? Let's just say 1,000 shares, man. 1,000 shares. You buy 1,000 shares of one stock. The stock goes up 6 fucking times. Man, I just made $6,000, man, in fucking an hour. You get what I'm saying? And that shit happens every motherfucking day. You know what I mean? That shit, you can make money every day. You just got to be able to catch the motherfucker running. You know what I mean? And you got a lot with technology these days, man. Like I said, I got so many fucking things on my radar. You know what I mean? It's just easy. You can literally make money because you got so many eyes. Not only, put it this way, I got the trading software, right? That pretty much tells me what stocks are fucking running right then and there. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? So I could just look at my software, right? And just see what the fuck is popping up. What's going on? What's running? If a stock moves 3%, 4%, does a 4% move, that bitch will pop up on my screen. You get what I'm saying? And I know, all right, I'll click that motherfucker and I'll be like, all right, look, all right, I think that bitch might run, or it did a breakout, whatever the fuck it is. But, you ain't gonna make that kind of money anywhere else, man. You ain't gonna make $6,000 in an hour or 10 minutes or 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna do it. So, yeah, that's good, man. I'm glad. Yeah, this is where it's at, Andrew, man. This is that, man. This is where it's at. Stocks is where it's at, man. You want to make money? You want to make money like that? You need to get on. You need to click the motherfucking link in my last video. Click that link and get started. Click the link and learn, man. Why keep, listen, man, why the fuck you want to keep working for somebody else? Why do you want to keep making somebody else rich? You driving somebody else's shit. You know what I mean? It's cool. Like I said, make your motherfucking money now, right? Make your motherfucking money now. Save as much as you can, right? Just like I did. I ain't spent no motherfucking money since I've been out here. I ain't spending not a fucking dime. Don't get me wrong. I bought a drone, $1,000 drone, no big deal. You know what I'm saying? I buy, just that little shit, but I never went home. You know what I'm saying? I just saved my motherfucking money. I sat up here 7-8 months, stacked up about $20,000-$30,000, and fucking just, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm good. Now I'm about to flip that motherfucking money. Exactly what I said when I came out in this motherfucker. I said, look, when I come out here, I'm going to make all this motherfucking money, right? And I'm going to flip that motherfucker. And guess what? It's about to crank up. It's about to crank up. Because I'm learning, man. I'm learning. I'm catching this shit day by day. Every day I throw in this video, I'm always catching something new. You know what I mean? I'm building confidence. I'm like, okay, well, damn. You just build confidence by watching these videos. You know what I'm saying? You just building confidence. And the more you build your confidence, the more aggressive and the more confident you are when I start putting in these trades. You know what I mean? Now, that being said, I don't want to be like Mike Tyson now. You don't want to be overconfident. You know what I'm saying? You want to be like, all right, look, I done knocked everybody out in the motherfucking ring. You know what I mean? The last fucking 2 years, 3 years, whatever the fuck it was, right? And he's just like, all right, I don't want to train no more. I'll just go in the ring because I know I can beat these motherfuckers. These motherfuckers scared of me. So right there, I got him beat right there on one thing. You know what I mean? You can't be like that. You always got to study. You know what I mean? You always got to be studying. You always got to be training like Mike Tyson, how he used to wasn't back in the day. You got to always study. You always got to be training. You know what I mean? But, yeah, it's about to get cranked up, man. I'm about to show y'all cash. I'm about to show you some real cash. I'm about to stop pulling cash out of this motherfucker. And I'm gonna lay it right here on the fucking table. I'm gonna lay it right here on the table. I'm gonna start making videos. I'm gonna just have $100,000 stacks right here. Just $100,000. Nothing special, nothing big. But I'm gonna have $100,000 sitting right here. You know what I mean? After a couple months, I'm just leave that stack right here. So when I make these videos, you're gonna be like, damn, what's that? That's $100,000 in stacks. You know what I'm saying? All $100 bills. So yeah, it's gonna crank up. I'm telling you, shit's gonna start changing around here, man. And then we're probably gonna get the fuck out this hotel, and then we're gonna probably go into another place, you know. And then, but yeah, it's gonna crank up, man. It's gonna crank the fuck up around here. It's gonna crank up.
Remind me not to talk to you today. Jammin also, you know, when it dropped from 5 to 3 that one morning, and Reaper was short, but he doesn't.
Yeah, man. Like if we talking about stocks, man, we don't need to be. If I post on the you know, the live feed and it says penny stocks, we talking about penny stocks. We ain't talking about no motherfucking trucking. Now, if I say oil field, then we could talk about oil field. We could talk about trucks. But if I put like penny stock framework or stocks and shit, don't ask me questions about no motherfucking trucks. We ain't talking about the trucks. We talking about stocks. And that's the only thing we talking about. We were talking about oil field, I would post something about oil field trucking. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't posting no shit about oil field trucking. So let's not talk about oil field trucking. We talking about fucking stocks. We talking about money. Fuck the goddamn truck. As of right now, like I said, if I wanted to talk about trucks, I would have hashtagged that shit, said oil field trucking or water trucking. But we ain't talking about no motherfucking water. We ain't talking about no sand. We ain't talking about no fucking truck. We talking about these motherfucking stocks. Fuck that truck. Yeah, so I'm gonna live up to what I said. The first $100,000 I make, I can't really take out, so I gotta make 200,000. All right, I'm gonna take 200. If I make the 200,000, once I make the 200,000, I'll bring out the 100,000. I'll just let them stacks just be right here. So y'all know, hey, your boy ain't playing. And when I say your boy ain't playing, I mean Timothy Sykes. He ain't playing, motherfucker. He make you money.
Remember it, and a few other people were short, you know, and I tried buying the bounce in the low 3s. I think I bought it at.
Dev says, I don't know shit about stocks, but I'm just here to chill. Yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool, Dev, man. You gonna learn something. Like I said, if you don't know shit about stocks, you can click the link, man, and you can learn. You can learn, man. Look, like I said in my previous video, you can literally get a crash dummy, come to class, don't know shit about stocks, can be dumb as a motherfucker. And all he has to do is just watch these fucking videos. You know what I mean? That one kid, not to put the kid down or anything, but the motherfucker, he don't even speak English, man. You know what I'm saying? The kid barely speak fucking English. He speak okay English now, but when he was like really fucking around, like when he first started, I don't even think he really spoke that good of English. I know he still don't speak that good of English. But guess what? That motherfucker was determined. You know what I mean? He was determined to make money. So what did he do? He just watched video lessons. That was it. Watching video lessons. And he was just watching the same fucking video lessons I'm watching. Right? So he came up, got $27,000, right? Don't ask me how he got it. I don't know how he got it. But he got $27,000, right? He got $27,000. 9 months later, he flipped that bitch, or a year later, he flipped that bitch into $900,000, man. So, what's your name? Dev? Look, if you ain't gotta know stocks. It's actually a good thing you don't know shit about stocks, because now you got no bad habits to unwind. You know what I mean? So you can just go in here, watch these video lessons, the same video lessons I'm watching, and you can learn off this shit. And then once you build up a little bit of a knowledge, turn the screen on in the morning when Monday opens and start trading. Start with small. Put in $300 in the account. Put in $500 and just put in, you know, buy 10 shares, and start working it like that. You know what I mean? And little by little you'll make money. You know what I mean? You'll build that confidence. You'll build that knowledge, and you'll just make money, man. You got no choice, man. You know, you ain't got no choice. But then again, you can lose money too in the beginning. You know what I mean? But like I said, you got a good teacher. So there should be no reason for you to lose a lot of money. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be losing no 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, 100,000. You know what I mean? Like I have, and like some of these other traders have. You know what I mean? So, scared money don't make money, man. You know, if you scared to lose money, this ain't for you. You know what I mean? If you scared to make money, if you scared to lose money, this ain't for you. You know what I mean? Scared money don't make money, and but the upside of that is you gonna lose money in this shit. But guess what? You have control of how much you're gonna lose, pretty much. You know, if you follow fucking directions. If you follow directions, it's not a gamble. But if you gambling and you don't set up, you don't set up, and you don't take the fucking and you don't get out of a position where it starts to go against you, then you're gambling. That's on you. So ain't nobody fault but your fucking fault for losing. You know, especially if you lose big. But like I said, for the new guys out there that don't know shit about stocks like Dev, you fuck around and you do this shit and you listen to what the teacher tells you and you do exactly what he says in the beginning. At some point, you're going to evolve. You're going to be doing your own thing. You know what I mean? Because every trader is different. Every trader has their own different setup. Like, I'm aggressive. You know what I mean? That's just my personality. I'm aggressive. So, in turn, if I'm an aggressive personality, that means I'm probably going to be aggressive when I'm into these fucking stocks. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm learning to, you know, finesse with the aggression. Meaning, there's times to be aggressive and there's times not to be aggressive. You get what I'm saying? But when that time comes to be aggressive, I'm going to be fucking aggressive. I'm going to try to knock that bitch out the fucking park. You know what I mean? I'm going to take big fucking swings. I'm going to take big positions, and I'm going to fucking hit big. Like I said on my YouTube channel, man, I'm trying to hit $20 million within the next 10 years. Let's just say 5 years, man. 10 years. Fuck that. Let's say 5 years. I want to make 20 million. You know, I want to make 20 million in 5 years. That's a goal. You can be like, damn, that's a big goal, man, 20 million. But guess what? Hey, if I hit 20 million... If I don't hit 20 million, but guess what? Just by putting it out in the universe and putting it out there and, you know, putting it out there in the universe saying, hey, look, this is what I want to make. If I hit 5 million or 10 million or, you know, 3 million, I'm still happy with that. You know, I don't know if you know this, but shit, if you have a couple $1 million in your account, you literally ain't got nothing to worry about. You might not know that, but I'm going to tell you right now, if you even got 1 million, 2 million in your account, you ain't got shit to worry about. You good. You know what I'm saying? You good. You living life. You ain't got no worries. You ain't got to worry about bills. You ain't got to worry about none of that shit, man. You know what I mean? But even with a few $100,000, $500,000, $700,000, you still in the good. You know what I'm saying? You still in the fucking good.
24, and it wasn't bouncing that much. So about 30 minutes later, I sold a 327 for a 3 cent a share gain. And about 2 hours later, it was at 4. So sometimes the bounces can really, you know, do well, because when a stock is down 20, 30, 40% on the day, and it's only like 10 or 11 a.m., there's just not that much, you know, downside left on the day. Unless there's bad news, unless it's like a pure pump and dump where, you know, it's like CLRH, which goes from $1.70 down to 20 cents. It drops, you know, 88% in 4 days. True pump and dumps, sometimes there is no dip buy. But if you're quick and if you're watching and if you're, you know, a degenerate who just stays in chat rooms and message boards all day and, you know.
Lamar asked, do I have some low risk investments in place for long-term gains? I don't do long-term, man. I'm a day trader. I make trades for the day. I'll probably be in that motherfucker, you know, just for a few hours. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I'm in a position. So over the weekend, so I'm in a position on XNET. My average price is at $2. No, I'm sorry. My average price is at $13.28. All right. I'm building my position. I think I got like 700 shares in. So I'm waiting for the bitch to crack, meaning drop. And once I start to see more signs of it breaking down, I'm gonna keep adding that motherfucker. And I'm hoping to make, you know, if it cracks, if it does crack, I'm looking to make fucking 10,000, 13,000, 20,000. It just depends how big I can get my position. You know what I mean? The bigger the position, the more money I'm gonna make when that bitch drop. But I'm looking to make on the low end 4,000 right next week. On the high end, but that's if everything goes right. You know, there's no guarantee. But this stock is overextended. It went from fucking, I don't know, like $7, $6 all the way up to fucking $14. You know what I'm saying? That's huge, man. That's huge. That's big. And it's overextended. But, you know what I mean? We got earnings coming up. We got earnings coming up on the 17th, so ain't no telling what this fucker's trying to do. But I'm hoping for a crack. If it cracks, like I said, I'm making a low end 4,000. On a high end, maybe close to 20,000. You know?
Those fantasy stock trades on websites that don't require
Yeah,
verification.
XNET. That's where I'm at. I'm in at 13.28. That's my average price.
I like how some people are smiling. Sometimes the bounce never happens though. So shorter break below, and I want to bring up specifically Ren, R-E-N.
He says I follow a more passive multiple stream approach. Yeah, everybody's fucking different, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's different. You know what I mean? You might be passive trader. Chasing Andrew, he might be, you know, he might be an aggressive trader. He might be like me. You know what I'm saying? And the next guy, you know, Dev, he might be a conservative trader. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's fucking different, man. It all has to do with your personality. You get what I'm saying? You know, and your personality, just however you train yourself to be when you get into this market. You know, everybody's fucking different, man. You know what I mean? Everybody's different. Like, I'm not like you and you ain't like me, so we just two different motherfuckers. So, you know, when you go to trade, you're gonna be different. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be different with the way you trade and the way I trade. You know what I mean? But at the same time, we both coming out on top, meaning we making money or we losing money. But at the same time, we still pretty much going in the same direction. We trying to make money and we gonna make money. Doesn't matter what the fuck, you know, the way you trade, you know. Either way, you making dollars. You know what I mean? You making dollars, so it comes out to be the same. But you know, the way to go through it, the way you operate, it's going to be different from everybody else. You know what I mean? But for the most part, you need to follow the basics, man. Which is just listen to these video lessons when you get the DVDs, or you get, you know, the DVDs, or you get the one-on-one coaching with him. Just follow directions, man. You know. Don't be trying to fucking reinvent the wheel. You try to reinvent the motherfucking wheel, it ain't gonna work, man. It ain't gonna be good for you. You know, if you trying to make money, you need to fucking pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Just like truck driving. Motherfucker says, hey, look, man, you need to turn a motherfucking certain way. You know what I mean? When you go to fucking back that bitch up. Don't be trying to fucking do anything else but turn it that certain way when you try to, you know, back in. You know, you try to do back in between these trucks. You know what I mean? Because if you do if you try to back that bitch up any kind of way, you're gonna hit these motherfucking trucks on the other side of you. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing with the stocks. You just gotta follow directions, man. That's all. Follow directions. You can follow directions and stick with those rules. And the rules is fucking cut losses and shit quickly when it starts to go against you. You know what I mean? And you know, just fucking pay attention to detail, man. And the details are, you know, in the videos. You know what I mean? So. Just fucking pay attention. Pay attention and listen what the fuck he's saying, and take it for what it is, and don't try to, like I said, you know, as like in the beginning, you know, if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, you know, and obviously you don't, because you ain't got no 6-7 figures in your account, you don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? So pay attention and do what he tells you. If as long as you do what he tells you, you're gonna make motherfucking money. You know what I mean? You'll make money, but you gotta pay attention. And you gotta study. That's all. Pay attention and study. That's it, man.
It's not a pump and dump, but it's a beautiful, beautiful example of a failed bounce attempt being a great shorting opportunity. So there's different ways to play this one, actually. So you can short sell for a few hours or days and hold, you know, short term or longer term. It all depends on you. You know, LBAS will bring that up. Captain Puker, did you puke last night? You did not? Was that what I offered you? If you did not puke? I think there was a disclaimer. You didn't read the fine print where it said, you know, you had to stay till the end of the party, but you didn't. No, I don't know. I don't remember. Maybe you did. All right, we'll give you something. Did you drink a lot? People came up to you? But did you drink a lot? I like how evasive you are. It's all right. Some of us drank more than others. It's a very good thing. I won't repeat that for the live stream viewers. The live stream viewers aren't old enough to hear the stories that happen in Vegas. You have to come to Vegas. You have to experience them. Number 7, The Long Kiss Goodnight is a terrible movie, but it is a great chart pattern. Extended gradual decline over weeks and months. Just stay short. You know, there's been many times where, you know, I'm sure if you do a site search on my website for the word coma, and I was like, I wish someone had just knocked me into a motherfucking coma for a few weeks or months, and I woke up and I was still short, you know, any one of these pump and dumps. And, you know, instead of making my 10 or 20%, I'm making like 70 or 80%. These pumps will fail. They will die. Let me actually bring this up for a second. I have something relevant here where this one company, Mesa Energy, who here remembers Mesa Energy, MSEH? Raise your hand. A few people. I like the energy in the room. Not. I guess it's late after a big night out. That's kind of my fault. Let me see. MSEH. So this company actually took out an SEC filing. MSEH. I guess I should type in SEC filing. They actually took out, there we go, the paid mailer stock that featured yours truly in a SEC filing. Oh my God, this site gives me a headache. Holy crap. Shut up, Sykes. So this is the chart of MSEH. And, you know, this is a classic pump and dump. This is, you know, classic run up. And this is all...
Yeah, click the link, man. Go to my last video. Go to the bottom of the video description and just click that link, and it'll take you to the DVD that I'm watching. He's got several DVDs you can buy, man. Just pick one. I would buy the one he it's like I said last night. If you want to learn and you want to start making money, like I said, these guys that are making $900,000 in a year, $300,000 in 8 months, you know how much you were? No, in 7 months he was up $200,000 in 7 months. So if you want to make that kind of money in a short period of time, you got to get penny stocking framework, right? That's the first video you need to get, penny stocking framework. And he's got 2 of them. You got penny stocking framework and you got penny stocking framework part duh. So just click the link in my last video because I'm live streaming right now. Click the link on the last video and it'll take you to all his DVDs. You got to shop through, and you'll shop through the website, and you can just start buying whatever the fuck you want to buy. He's got multiple DVDs, but the first video you need to buy is penny stocking framework. You got to have that. That right there. You watch that motherfucker. You take, let's say today, right now, Saturday night. You buy that motherfucker and you start watching that bitch. You say you watch the whole goddamn thing from here to, you know, in the morning. You know, if you watch that motherfucker if you buy that bitch right now and start studying till Monday, you probably be ready to fucking semi-trade. I would trade, you know what I'm saying? But if you kind of get the grip of it, but then you have to kind of learn the software with like the trade and shit. But it's easy, man. All you got to do is buy and sell. You buy at a fucking price and you sell at a price. Just keep it simple, you know what I mean? But if you literally just watch those videos, if you watch that video, penny stocking framework from right now till Monday, motherfucker, you could trade. You could trade. I'm sure you could trade. You know what I mean? You might have to get your bearings on trading the platform software. You know, the trade, like when I say platform software, I mean like let's say you watch the videos, you kind of semi know what the fuck you're doing, or you ain't gonna know what you're doing, but you know you want to just get a feel, you know, of how it's going. Dump file, or you probably won't be able to trade till like Thursday or Wednesday, because you got to take a couple days to open up a broker account, and you got dump money in the account, and it takes a couple days maybe to let the fund, you know, it might take a day for the money to go through the account. So but what I'm saying is you can literally start trading next week if you watch that DVD, you know what I'm saying? But you would just want to start real small so you don't fucking blow up your account, or you don't go negative crazy, you know what I mean? You might be negative a couple $100, but who gives a fuck? Fuck a couple $100, you know what I'm saying? Fuck a couple $100. You put it this way, all this shit I'm talking about, like the DVDs and you get in the market and you might be taking a little bit of loss, that's just tuition, motherfucker. You go to school to be a doctor or a lawyer, guess what? You got to pay tuition to be a doctor or a lawyer. How much a tuition costs to be a doctor or a lawyer? I'm going to say $200,000-$300,000 maybe. $200,000. for tuition, right? Maybe more. I don't fucking know. But guess what? You got to pay that shit. So this is the same thing. You got to pay to fucking make this money. This shit ain't free. This shit ain't fucking free. This shit ain't free. You got to learn. You got to pay. You got to pay your due. Just like the trucking. How much it cost you to go to trucking school? A lot of people had to pay 10 grand to go to trucking school. They weren't just gonna let you just drive a no motherfucking truck for free. You know what I'm saying? You gotta pay $10,000 to learn how to drive a motherfucking truck. Motherfucker tried to charge me $5,000. You know what I'm saying? So, just with anything, but you gotta remember, you pay a few $100 to watch a fucking DVD. You know what I'm saying? That right there, that DVD will pay for itself when you fucking make your first goddamn trade. You get what I'm saying? That DVD gonna cost you about $400. If you buy two DVDs, it's gonna cost you about $1,000, $800, whatever the fuck it is. But guess what, motherfucker, you gonna make that money back. You gonna make that money back.
This is month of March. This was 2010. This is beautiful. This is not in the packet, but from $1 up to $3.50. Who here traded MSEH? Raise your hands high. Like one guy. Reaper, that's not high. Stop checking your cell phone, man. All right, fair enough. We took a shot last night together, didn't we? No? Okay. I was trying to give you an excuse. We're not on the same wavelength. But, all of this run up, this is all promotion. And there were mailers going out, and this is how it ended. And I'll go back to this tomorrow, because you can see the drop here from 350 down to 2 in 3 days. The bounce from 2 to 325. The drop from 325 to 225. Another slight bounce, and then another drop to 150. I don't even need my slides because I created this framework, but I understand this. What's up? Question?
Yes. How can you decide if a bounce has higher chances of great upside or higher chances of failing?
Yeah, the question is, how do you know if a bounce has greater odds of actually bouncing? You never really know. Usually this is the first time MSEH was pumped. Usually it would be the first pump. I guess that's accurate. Sometimes there's a stock like LBAS where it was pumped several years ago, and now it was pumped the past few weeks. So now that it's already been pumped once before, it's kind of a weaker pump this time. I wouldn't expect the bounce to be as big. With a stock like MSEH, when you have the CEO going on thestreet.com and people actually thinking that this company has a chance at really, becoming huge, you still have that, blissful ignorance where you see a stock that you think has great potential and is down 50% in a few hours or days. You're like, let me buy for the bounce. After a company has been around for a few years and you have all these insiders with, free trading shares, the odds of a great bounce are less because there's just too many people that will sell into any spike. But this was a great bounce. You could say this was the ramp right here from 125 to 175. So this would be a number 1 on my chart of 7. Right here on this day at 175, a technical breakout over the previous highs. Forget this one. This is probably like a, every now and then on penny stocks there are typos where there's like a misprint and it just says, so this chart says that the high was like 190, but it finished at like 160. Judging from the chart pattern, I would say that this is an outlier. It never touched 190, but it messes up the chart. So technically speaking though, right here on this day when it closed at 175 and it hit a high of 177, that's a breakout over the previous high. This becomes a number 2 in the formation because it's a technical breakout. Had I any balls, I would have bought this breakout. And then it's ramping higher and ramping higher, all the way up until I would say, kind of this level right here in the low 2s. It starts going supernova because you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days in a row, and it goes up almost every day with only one fake out along the way. And I encourage you all to understand how charts work. This is just basic bigcharts.com. I use bigcharts.com and stockcharts.com. I don't need fancy indicators. I don't use the Bollinger Bands, all that crap. I keep it simple. When it's up 8 days in a row, that's a supernova. That would be a number 3. When it drops from 350 down to 2, guess what? That's a cliff dive. That's a number 4. Here is the bounce, number 5, from 2 all the way back up to 325. And look at this. 1, 2, 3. On the 4th day, you would have made 50% on your money buying that bounce. Before, it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days to go up. So the bounce, it actually bounced quicker. Now here you see this one day from 325 down to 225. That would be a number 6. That's a dead pump bounce. You can see that the volume is much lower here. The volume is only 2 million, as opposed to the last time it spiked, it was 4 million. So a dead pump bounce has lower volume. And then you can see here, it still bounces for a few days before really crashing. And this is why I say, short when it takes out the low. You see here on the panic day, it went from 325 to 227, it looks like. Right here for 3 days, it hangs around 225. When it cracks 225, why is this not working? When it cracks 225 right here, you must be short, or you must try to find shares to short, because this is a lower low from everything here. And it really, when it cracks 2, that's a great technical break too. So it goes from 2 down to 150 in 3 days. So there are very specific patterns. This fits it. But I wanted to bring this up just because, we're talking about the long kiss goodnight. And, this company, I should have this framed. But this is, join my Facebook group. So on April 9th, 2010, the past several months, the CEO has been reviewed by a number of financial journalists, including TheStreet.com, Rowan Financial Report, Intelligent Investor Report. So they make it sound like, look, our CEO has been interviewed by all of these big brands. But the company has recently become aware of certain articles published by Timothy Sykes regarding the company, its operations, its board of directors, and advisory board. The company has no relationship with Timothy Sykes or anyone affiliated with him. Mr. Griffin has not been interviewed by Timothy Sykes. And so they're basically saying they should not rely, look at this, they should not rely on such persons' publications or articles. I wish they had said should not rely on Timothy Sykes. That would have been cool if they mentioned my name one more time. But basically they're saying listen to TheStreet.com, World Market News, and Rowan Financial Report. Don't listen to Timothy Sykes. There's not many people where, you get an
Look at these fucking houses, man. Check this shit out. Look at this. It's a $155,000 house. It's brand motherfucking new. Not that I would buy a $150,000 house in El Paso, but I'm just saying, look at it. Look at that. That's brand new shit right there. That shit's brand new. That's a 2017-16 house. Look at that shit. $155,000, man. You ain't gonna get a $155,000 house in Miami. It ain't gonna look like that. It's gonna look like a fucking shack. Look at that shit. Look at that, man. $155,000, man. Shh. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Yeah. You're like, that's away from home, right? Oh. Yeah, it's not home, but guess what? I ain't worried about home. I'm just worried about living for a little bit. Somewhere I can crash so I can stack up this money. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah. And most of you guys are truck drivers. El Paso, Texas. Most of you guys are truck drivers, so it's nothing for you to be away from, your home. You're always away from home when you're driving a fucking truck, and you're sleeping in a motherfucking truck. But anyways, this is for me. This has got nothing to do with you guys, but I'm just showing you why I want to go out there, because it's fucking cheap as fuck. It's cheap as fuck, and you can live good. Brand new house, fucking clean as fuck. You couldn't get no house like that. And I ain't getting no $155,000 house. If I leave this motherfucker, I'm getting a goddamn, I don't know what I'm just saying. Might be getting ahead of myself, but I guess if I 155,000, if I were to get that, it'd be cheap to get in. You know what I mean? I only have to pay. I'm only gonna have to have what is it? 3%. I only need 3% down. You know what I mean? What's 3%? What's 3% on 155,000? 155,600 times 3.5% equals, no, that ain't it. Hold up. 155,600 times 3.5 Percent. That's $5,000 down. $5,000 down, and then you gotta have 4 times that in your bank account, right? So 5,000 times 4, I gotta have $21,000 in my account. 21,000 in my account.
Filing from a pump and dump specifically
So
telling
actually, that'd
people,
probably be a good
don't
deal to
listen
get.
to you. I'm pretty proud of this.
Get a cheap
I'm
ass
very
house
proud
like
of
that?
this. You know, nothing ever happened. Thank you. And then this is funny. The company recently engaged the services of buy-ins.net, where they basically say the recent report says indicated approximately 10.7 million shares of the stock has been shorted. Buy-ins.net you can hire. I did a blog post on them too, where a pump and dump, usually a pump and dump hires them for what was it, $800 a month, or I think they upped it to $1,000 a month.
What?
And buy-ins.net would say, look how many shares there are to short. It's a squeeze trigger. It could be a short squeeze soon. Although, so they're trying to basically sell you on the fact that they're not a pump and dump. All of these guys have, great journalistic expertise. Timothy Sykes is just, he doesn't even have a company name. He's just going to be referred to as, I wish they would have said bullshit press. That would have been cool. What's up? Question.
Yeah, you mentioned breaking the lows. Do you care about intraday lows or just the price at the close?
The question is, do I care about intraday lows or the daily closing lows? I like lows. I like all lows. Intraday lows, daily lows, weekly lows, yearly lows. Anytime it breaks a new low, it's going to show up on some trader's screen and on some indicator somewhere. And that gets that guy, if he's a sophisticated short seller, interested. Because we as sophisticated short sellers know that when a stock cracks a low, it's usually a good short. We don't try and predict double tops. We're not that stupid. Those short sellers who try to predict double tops usually are not that rich. They're usually broke. And there are a lot of broke short sellers. There's a lot of cynical people out there, and they get pissed when they get squeezed because they're shorting at the top. They don't understand the value of shorting the lows. So that chart pattern is perfect, and we'll have tons of these. But I just wanted to bring this up because this whole article was saying, don't listen to me and listen to all these other motherfuckers. Oops, sorry. And I just want to show you what happened to MSEH. Not to gloat. I didn't make enough money to really gloat on it. This would buy half a Vegas party, my profits. If we're talking in terms of that kind of, oh no, they changed their ticker. I need to find a long-term chart. They were actually under SEC investigation later.
Grant asked, what's a double top? So picture it, right? You got two tops. You got one, and you got two. So what happens on a double top, when a stock is already topped out, and then it tries to go up, and then it tops out again, there's a good chance it'll top out right there from the previous top, and it'll come crashing down. That's a double top.
There was a whole report that, no, there wasn't 10 million shares shorted. Insiders had dumped, 6 million shares, I think, into the pump? Pretty successful pump if you can dump 6 million shares into a $2 or $3 stock. All right. So this is the stock now. It's at 12 cents. I shorted it in the 2s and the 3s. Let's do 2-year chart. This is stockcharts.com. Nice. So that article... Haha, Street Sweeper. Street Sweeper is like, yeah, you can look at a Street Sweeper in the room? No. I can rip on them now. No, Street Sweeper is great, but, this is basically what we all do. I had like a Dallas Morning News piece. The writer called me up because I also wrote a post why I think MSEH is going to drop 50%. He's like, how did you know? Because, when I was warning about it, it was in the 2s and the 3s. I hate these, what is this? This is a non, what is it called? I don't even know. Log scale. I hate log scale. I like looking at normal charts. Screw you, smart people. Yeah! This is so much better, in my mind. I'm warning about this being a pump and dump all up in here. And, I wrote a post why I think this is going to drop 50%. And this was April 2010. So right around here was when they said don't listen to Timothy Sykes, and the stock was at 150 or 2-ish. This is the long kiss goodnight right here. I don't even need bullets. This is a perfect example of the long kiss goodnight. SEC investigation, whether they were found guilty or not, it doesn't matter. The stock is dead in the water. It is a pump and dump. And all that we have left is the SEC filing. And the link in that blog post actually doesn't even work. The Yahoo Finance link expired. So I'm glad I reposted it somewhere. This company is nothing. And, Randy Griffin, the CEO, never called to apologize to me. I think he should. Maybe I'll have him as a guest speaker next year and we can tar and feather him. Just an idea. I like that you guys think that's a good idea. I'll pay him. Maybe he's poor and he's like, oh, all right. It's like a circus sideshow freak. Like, look at this penny stock CEO. And he's like in a cage and we taser him. I don't know. He did give me a good SEC filing. No other company has ever given me an SEC filing. So, even just to file an SEC filing, I think it's a few $1,000s. So he spent that instead of, investing in his own company. But maybe I can get him to sign it. That would be cool. An autographed copy? What's that? It was the Jared Wolstein part. Yeah. So Jared Wolstein was a great pumper. We don't know what happened to him. We think that he's buried next to Jimmy Hoffa. He might not even be a real person. If you do a Google image search of Jared Wolstein, you'll get an image of a guy who looks surprisingly like the fictitious character Alf. That's the best that I can describe him. If you remember what Alf looks like, that is Jared Wolstein. So he's missing. He's MIA. And I hope he's not gone forever. But the whole list of sources that they quoted, Intelligent Investor Report, it sounds like a very good, reputable firm. It's not. It was Jared Wolstein. I don't think, did we discover if Jared Wolstein was a real person? Did anybody do that much digging? I didn't really care. I just like comparing him to Alf. He makes me laugh. You do have to understand, be prepared for bounces that scare shorts out of their positions over time. If you just stay short the whole time, you short a stock at like $1 and you cover it, a year later at 10 cents, that's great. But sometimes, you're going to get a bounce or you're going to get a margin call and it's not going to work out. I'm a great fan of this strategy. I've had many subscribers who have shorted stocks like JAMN and LBAS long after
there you go,
the
Lamar.
initial
Everybody's
50%
different.
crash.
It's good.
And people just forget about them and they go down 2 or 3
Either way,
or
you're
5
making
cents
money.
a share every single day. There's a guy in my chat room, what's his name? Kobe Bryant? Is that him? I think I can make a lot of Kobe jokes, but I won't. He was shorting JAMN all the way down and ALZM all the way down long after, I was writing about them or anything, and he was making, 50, 60, 70%. Captain Puker, LBAS. I'm sorry to keep bringing it up. How's studying going for your exam? You haven't started? You're a bad college person. Not puking when you're drinking and not studying. You got to do one or the other or both. You're studying this? All right. I like your priorities. You do get something free then. There are easier borrows later on when people forget about them, because a lot of people, that I talk to who are short sellers like me, we like the meat of the move. We like to make 10, 20, 30% within a few days. We don't like waiting weeks, months, with a potential buy-in, with a potential bounce. So the borrows actually get easy most of the time. Question on live stream.
Yeah, what do I do if I'm short during a long kiss goodnight phase and suddenly a bounce scares me? At what time do you give up and take the loss?
The question is, if you're shorting during the long kiss goodnight and it bounces, when do you take the loss? It depends on what's the cause of the bounce. Is there a new $3 million mailer? Then it might jump for a few weeks. Is it just because, CNBC mentioned the ticker, or, Shane Whittle, I don't know what he does. Shane Whittle, Street Sweeper, mentioned him. I mean, he was a nightclub bouncer in Vancouver, and he got involved with some pumps. So, you know Shane? Cool. How is he? How's Shane? He's
She buying on the breakout.
up.
Timothy Sun.
In anywhere number one. The only oh my, he's pretty smart. Penny's knocked. Were to turn around, would you like to place a bet? We're in Vegas. Let's place a little bet. Let's all place some bets. Let's do this. Come on, Harry A. What you want to do? This will go for charity, Greg style. All right? No, I would bet you all the money in the world, or all the money that I had, that Jammin will not turn around. I'm sorry. Maybe for a little bit, but aren't they under an SEC investigation right now? What does CEO On think about that? I picture CEO On now as like that little
That's
Asian
right,
guy
boy.
in The Hangover.
Invest in
The
yourself,
Hangover
man.
too,
Break
you know?
away from that
Oh, what's
bullshit.
up, bitches?
That's what it's about,
You know?
man.
Is that what he looks like?
Especially in this day and time, you got all this
Harry's-
information.
Harry's a...
Shit, it's
I
not like how it
understand
used to be
that.
back
I'm
in the
sorry
day.
to put you in-
You know, if you wanted to reinvent yourself, you had to go to the library. You know what I mean? Now you just got all your information. Just pull up YouTube and just figure out what you want to do. Like, all right, I want to open up a new business, or I want to go real estate. You know, you could just find out. You can see who's actually. You can actually see who's actually making money. Like one guy, he's doing real estate. He said he made like $1 million or some shit. You know, follow him, contact him. You know, maybe make him a mentor. You know what I'm saying? And then boom, guess what? You'll get the side effect. Meaning you'll make. I'm not saying you're gonna make $1 million off your fucking back, but you'll make some money, especially if you got him training you. But yeah, you couldn't do that 10 years ago. You really have to go out and fucking go outside and do some footwork. Shit, you don't need to do no footwork now. You just get on the fucking computer. Get on the computer.
Spot. Sorry, bitches. Oh no, I went to the next one. It's all the same. If you want to go through all of them. Oh my God, this really is like Playboy. I mean, I'm getting turned on. I'm just gonna stand like this from now on. But you know, that was a weird joke. What's up, bitches? I don't know any other lines that he said in The Hangover. I just remember the little Asian guy was really funny. Number one is, you know, we're talking early like pre-pump. You know, it's just rising a little bit. But I would not buy in anywhere in number one. The only time I would buy, and what I should have bought, and, you know, I don't know what I was doing that day, but I know there was a clear technical breakout right here on this candle. Candles don't get much more perfect than this. When it breaks the previous high at 45 cents, 43 cents. And I remember because the promoters behind this, you know, by the way, there is a free ebook included with this conference, and we have it done. Aaron Wise put it together. Where's Aaron? Aaron's in the back. Give Aaron a big round of applause. He put together a research report comparing how good different promoters are and how their promotions have done. So we have a kind of an academic report comparing 20 promoters. And if you compare all the promoters, there are certain ones that are good for buying. This promoter has never been good for buying, which was what made this breakout such a surprise here. But when it breaks out over the previous high, you know, no chart distortions whatsoever. But right here at 45 cents, you know, maybe buy it at 50 cents. You see what it's done. This is a daily chart. Each one of these bars is 1 day. So if you buy it here at 50, it closes at 60. Next day it's at 75. Next day it's at a 98. Then it goes to $1.25. You can nearly triple your money, or 2.5 times your money in 4 days. That's a number 3, baby. That's a supernova. Yeah, bitches! What's up?
All right. When you say breakout, do you mean breaking a previous high price at the close of a previous day, or it has to break through previous intraday highs as well?
So the question is, what is a breakout? Is it intraday breakout? Is it daily? Ideally, you buy on the intraday breakout. Ideally, it happens at 2 or 3 p.m. in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time, not weird Vegas time. You know, and it closes strong. The technical breakout was 45, 46 cents. But maybe you wait until 50 cents. I like, big round numbers, Jesse Livermore style, because they're like magnets. When a stock breaks through 50 cents, it's like, okay, for all these days that it was pumped, it went from basically 10 cents to 40 cents. That's a nice 4 times your money. But for nearly 2 weeks, it's hanging around here. Does it have the power to move more than 3 cents? If you buy a breakout at 46 and it goes up to 49, are you going to celebrate your 3-cent gain? No, not at all. But when it breaks 50 on strong volume, you can see the volume getting strong these 4 days. Look at this, the volume, and this is...
Hey, look at this. Look at this house right here. This is not in El Paso, but this is in Texas too, right on the border. Now this is 300. What is this? How much is this? This house is $359,000. All right, so it's $150,000 more than the house I was showing you that was in El Paso. But I'm just gonna show you the type of house you can get. See, this is a house right here in Miami. This is like this is probably 25, I'm gonna say about $3 million house back home. This is probably a $3 million house, anywhere from 1 to 5 million. Let's say 1 to 4, maybe 1 to 3, depending on location. You know what I mean? If you right on the water, close to the water, right by the water, it's probably about $2 million, $3 million. But these houses in Texas, they only charge a motherfucker $350,000. You're like, oh, that's a lot of money. No, it ain't, because it's only $17,000 down. I only got to put $17,000 down, and then I got to have times 4. Then I got to have $70,000 in the bank, which I will have $70,000 in the bank. You got to show 4 times the amount that you got to put down or some shit. Or no, whatever the payment. I'm sorry, right? So it's $17,000 again in that house, right? Down, right? And then on top of it, it'll be you have to have 4 times the amount that the payment is due. So if it's $4,000 or $5,000 a month, you gotta show, I'm sorry. If it's $1,200 a month, you gotta show 4 times that amount in your account or some shit like that. I don't remember. It's been a while since I talked to that girl. But check this out, man. Look at this motherfucking house, man. Look at this shit. That's $350,000, man. Look at that motherfucker. That's serious, man. Yeah, you ain't get no house like that back home. Hell no. Fuck no. That's a whole lot of house. But yeah, you get the picture.
Volume. 20 million shares, 30 million shares, 42, and then 50 million shares in 4 days. And this was after the volume was declining. So you have a powerful price push, a powerful volume push, and a perfect technical breakout above 46, and it closes strong at like 55, call it, right? The next day it gaps up to 60, another good sign, and it also closes strong at 75. Had I bought the breakout at 45 or 46, I probably would have sold half or all the next morning at like 60 and been very happy, because I would be like, okay, I just made 30% on my money overnight. I probably would not have thought that it would go to 75 cents. I definitely never thought that it would go to $1. And on this day, number 4, I was shorting the stock. My special broker had shares to short. I shorted, 40,000 shares, I think. Some other subscribers, one subscriber in particular, whose name begins with an E, an evil E, took some shares. No, I had 22,000 shares. He took 40,000 shares. And he's like, yeah, man, I'm shorting this. I was like, you piece of shit. Those are my shares. I was angry, as E will tell you. because that was an amazing time to short. When a stock that no one thought could break above 50 cents is now over $1, it's lunacy. It's beyond belief. It is a beautiful short. That is why when I say that I get turned on by these charts, it's because I'm thinking about how much money I'm going to make, and money turns me on, especially when I think about what I'm going to do with that money. That sounds terrible, but it's true. Mom, get out of here. Why are you still here? She's used to it. I actually did have chart patterns on my walls and my ceilings growing up. Did you save those? Thank you. We did save them. Yes, question in the back.
Wow. I'll check Arizona. I didn't know that. But thanks, man. I'll look in Arizona.
So number 4,
I like being around the water, though. Arizona's not in the water.
To have shares to short. I think I shorted at 111.
It's all right. I'll look. I'll check it out.
And it went up.
Thanks, man.
It had already gone up to 125, and it came down. And it was closing strong, and then all of a sudden it collapsed in one afternoon down to 75 cents, and you can see it closed near the lows. And so I covered, I think, like in the 80s from 111. I made, a few $1,000s. I only had 22,000 shares because of Evil E taking 40,000 shares.
I think my little girl got his bathroom.
And then...
You gotta go potty? Yeah, she gotta go potty. All right, give me a second, baby. All right, we'll go outside, too. All right. Pants at? Pants go. Pants doing shorts. Might as well go get some ice cream too. Shit. I'm gonna walk. Walk and get some fucking ice cream too. I took Angel into the Loves the other day, and I guess one of the management guys came out. He's like, "Hey man," he's like, we can't have dogs. And I said, she a service dog. Yeah, check her out. She official, man. My baby is official. She ain't no fucking joke. This girl got her own ID card. Shit, you see that? Shit, my little girl ain't no joke. Little girl go wherever the fuck she want. And the good thing about it is they can't charge me. Like if I gotta go on a plane, they can't charge me for her to be on the plane with me. Yeah. None of that. Bam, just whip that bitch out like that. That's a done deal, man. She a done deal. But yeah, he's like, oh, okay. Alright. Yeah, I know it's okay. I know it's alright. I know it's okay. I know it's gonna be okay. Alright, it's probably gonna be cold as fuck out there. I'll probably put my boots on too. I don't want to take you all the way out there. It's too far. It's just dirty ass fucking road. Dirty ass shit. Yeah, cool. What is that? What did you say was That's cool, man. Yeah, I have to look into it. I'll put it on my watch list. I'll check it out. Matter of fact, I'll do it right now so I don't forget. What's the name of it? What's the name of the stock? What is the name of that stock? How much does it cost to get dog registered? It just depends, man. It costs you $50, $100, $200, $300. It just depends on where you go. But yeah, my little girl's certified. My little girl go where the fuck she wanna go. No, I ain't gonna leave North Dakota till I got about 100,000, 200,000. You know, once I start picking up on money, once I start kicking, like when the money really starts to pour down, and then I make my first 100,000, I'll be cool. And then when I make that 200,000, game on. So what is it? November. So December, January, February, March. I should have about 200,000-300,000 by March. Now, that being said, I should hit 200,000 by February, because the market is about to get cranked up, man, and these runners are about to run. They already running now. Shit, like I said, these stocks running $6, $7, $8. Man, that's 8 times your money. You fuck around, you buy 1,000. You buy 1,000 shares, right? You up $8,000. You know what I'm saying? And they've been running like that all week. I'm gonna say 5 months. 5 months, I'm gonna have 200,000 or more, 100%. Ain't no fucking joke. I'm gonna have 200,000 more, 200,000 plus. Ain't no fucking around. I'm gonna have that money. I just got, trying to get this stock. What's the stock he was talking about? I got 10,000 saved up in 20. Is that good enough? Yeah, it's good, man. But don't fuck with it. Leave that 10,000 alone, and just go to my website. Go to that website I have on my link on my last video. Click that link and get started now. Start studying now. Like start studying now. So if you start studying now, in 2-3 weeks, or just maybe in a week or so, if you study all day, every day, for a week, you pretty much got your bearings. You could pretty much start trading. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell you straight up, you could probably start trading. I would start trading, but just trade with really small account. Like, man, I wouldn't do no more than put $300 in that account, $500, and put small position. When I say small position, I mean like buy 10 shares or buy 5 shares or buy 7 shares. Nothing big, but you just getting that emotional experience. You know what I'm saying? You've seen how the market is moving, and you've seen the P&L. You see your profit and losses, but you're not taking a huge hit. You're not taking any hit, if anything. You'd be like, well, damn, if I put 7 shares in, I ain't making no money, because you got to pay the broker fee. Who gives a fuck about that broker fee, man? Fuck that broker fee. You're paying tuition, man. This is tuition. You know what I'm saying? You go to school right now to go be a lawyer. Your tuition, you fucked up, man. You ain't gonna make no money. You get what I'm saying? You ain't gonna make no motherfucking money for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go to work at a server. Be a server, serving somebody fucking dinner and shit. And nothing against servers, I'm just saying, but your ass could be serving. You be working. Where you fuck around, you put in a share you buy 10 shares or 5 shares, in a stock. Yeah, you ain't gonna make money, but guess what? It ain't about you making money. It's about building that emotional experience. You know what I mean? Building that emotional control. That's what this game is about, because your emotions will override everything in the market. And that's why 90% of traders lose, man. You know what I mean? They don't know what the fuck they doing. They ain't got no mentor. And then on top of it, they got the emotions they got to deal with. Well, if you fuck around, you go in and you start small. There's a subscriber on my channel right now. His name's The Professor. You'll see him on there when he talks. He was like me. He put a bigger position last week or this week. Yeah, this last week just happened. And he lost like $3,500 because he went in too goddamn fucking big. You know what I mean? And just by watching the video and learning what I've been learning, go in small. Start small and then build your way up. Depending on if the stock goes the way I want it to go. You know what I mean? But you build in a position small, and if it starts to go against you, just cut your losses. And you're only down like a few $100 or $50, $70 versus like him and me before, we would put in real big positions, buy 2,000 shares, 3,000 shares, 5,000 shares. I bought 55,000 fucking shares, on BTCS. You know what I'm saying? just robbed the bank, and I was down like a couple $1,000. See, you don't want to be like that, man. If I would have started small, I would have been down, but I would have only been down $100, $50, $75, $200. But he learned just by watching the videos, just watching these videos. You know what I'm saying? He's like, damn, man, I wish I would have known that. See, he just got a nugget. He just got a nugget from me, just by watching my videos. He's like, fuck, I'm going to do that now. See, now he's going to do it. So now when he goes to buy a position, he's going to start small, 100 shares at a time, 100 shares. And if it starts to go against him, he's only down $5, $10. It ain't shit. But yeah, for somebody like you to just starting out that just said something about, you got $10,000 in your name. Yeah, watch these fucking video lessons all day, every day, all day, all night, man. And then maybe in a week or so, you build that, you like, okay, I'm ready to fucking trade stocks. Put in $500 in that fucking thing. Put $500 in that bitch, let it go, and start trading. And then put in fucking, when you see a stock go up like you've been taught, put in, buy that motherfucker, buy 5 shares, and see if it's right. See what you've learned is right, and then you be like, oh shit, that motherfucker's right. I'm up, you up $1, so you just made $5. You made 100% of your money. You buy 5 shares. I'm sorry, you buy 5 shares. I don't even know what that is, but whatever it is, just say either way you made money. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. All right, let me see what the guy said. What was the fucking stock that you wanted me to look at? ARGS. All right. ARGS. Okay, I got it. It's at 16 cents. Cool, I got it. I'll check it out. I'll check it out Monday. Oh, I'll look into it tonight too. Come here. Come on, Angie. Come on, girl. I'm gonna go to fucking the Loves, grab some ice cream. They got a pint of ice cream over there. I had Butterfinger. I didn't think it was gonna be good, but it was good. I'm gonna buy 2 of those motherfuckers. Give me some ice cream. That's good, man. I'm glad I motivate you. Shit, I wish I had somebody to motivate me. But you know what? I'm my own motivation. Come on. Self-motivated over here, boy. But yeah, I'm glad I motivate you, man. It's good. Hey, Angie, this way. Come this way. If I motivate you, that means you're going to start making money. And you're going to think outside the box. Outside the box, man. Let me tell you something. Don't ask motherfuckers, about what you want to do. If you ask a motherfucker, hey man, you think I should do stocks? A lot of times they don't know what the fuck they talking about. Look at their bank account. Look what the fuck they driving. Look what the fuck they driving. What they driving? What kind of car they drive? Probably some piece of shit, probably some Honda or some bullshit like that. They probably live in a fucking, bullshit type of house. They live in mediocre lives. You don't need to be asking motherfuckers, if you should be doing something. You need to be talking to motherfuckers that are doing it, Motherfuckers driving Ferraris and shit. I got plenty of homeboys that got Ferraris and shit like that. And I ain't mean homeboys, I mean like my clients and just overall when I'm back home in Miami. You know what I mean? I know the money's there, but they don't do what I'm thinking about doing. But the mentor that I got now, Timothy Sykes, what did he got? He got a couple Ferraris. What his students have? They got 6-7 figures in their account. So those are the motherfuckers you need to be worried about, man. Don't be talking to nobody if you're thinking about trying to do stocks. Because a lot of times motherfuckers, they gonna tell you, man, oh, you gonna lose money. Oh, man, you gonna gamble. Man, fuck them motherfuckers. They don't know what the fuck they talking about, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why they broke and fucking dumb. You know what I'm saying? They driving some bullshit fucking car. They're living in some fucking bullshit house. You know what I mean? That they could barely afford. Don't take advice from them motherfuckers, man. Don't take advice from them. They're gonna get you scared, and then guess what? You're gonna be stuck. Broke. You're gonna be broke as fuck. You ain't gonna be living the dream you want to be living. You know, you can't listen to what the next motherfucker says, man. Look how they living. That's like the first thing you got to be doing is like, what the fuck they got? You know, look what they got. Are they living a good life? Probably not. They ain't living a good life. So fuck what they say. You know, fuck what they say, man. Keep that shit to yourself. Yeah, keep that shit to yourself, man. Them motherfuckers, man, they ain't about shit. They'll be quick to fucking say something to you, man. About anything. It ain't even gotta be stocks. It could be anything, man. Yeah, I got my iPhone, man. I always record off my iPhone. That's my little shorty, man. What about her? Yeah, she coming back around. She's in Jersey now. She in Manhattan. She in Manhattan right now, but yeah, she coming back. She coming back through. Yeah, she coming back through. Holy shit. Yeah, it's cold. Yeah, she coming back through. She'll be here in maybe a week or so. Yeah. Oh, that little shorty, she gonna be bad. She bad now. But yeah, she about to get that surgery done. Tiny waist, big ass. You know that surgery everybody's getting these days. You know that Kim Kardashian fucking surgery. Big old fucking little tiny ass waist with the big fat ass and the big titties. Yeah, she's about to get that surgery done down in Miami. So she gonna be, you think she bad now? Whew. Wait until she get that surgery. Yeah, she gonna be really fucking out there. But yeah, she'll be here. And she getting that surgery in March too. Well, she might even get it done sooner. Nah, March, she said. She getting it in March. Look, man, Nelson, anything you do, man, anything you do, man, you open up a fucking business, you got risk. You know, they say 90% of businesses, they fail. So only 10%, only the 10% actually work. So, yeah, man, everything's a risk. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's calculated risk is how you make your money. You know what I'm saying? Especially with these stocks. But you in good hands because you got a good mentor. You know what I'm saying? You got a good mentor, and he gonna teach you everything that he's done wrong, so you don't make the same motherfucking mistake. You know what I mean? But not only him, he's got. You know, you can go to his conferences and you got thousands. You got a couple thousand or 1,000 people, man, that are doing the same thing that you want to do, which is trade stocks, right? So you got kind of a network. You know what I mean? You got a network of people doing the same thing you want to do. So, you know, be around people, be around like-minded people. You know what I'm saying? If you want to trade stocks, be around motherfuckers that are trading stocks. And he makes it easy for you because he does conferences. You know, he does seminars. He has a website, you know, with a chat room with everybody in that motherfucker, you know? So, you got it good, man. You got it good. Be around like-minded people, man. Yeah, be around like-minded people. Oof. Yeah, I'm gonna run. It's cold as a motherfucker out there. I gotta put gloves on. Come on, girl. Go ahead. Yeah, I gotta put some gloves on, boy. It's cold as a motherfucker out there. Hell yeah, where them gloves at? What we do with those gloves? Alright, give me a second. Let me get situated. I gotta find some gloves. It's cold as fuck out there. Probably put a face mask on. Face mask on too. Alright now. Where the fuck are these gloves at? Where the fuck are they? Alright, there you go. I was like, where the fuck the gloves at, man? Shit. key. Nope. Man. Key card. Hey, can I get a key for 118? Thanks, man. It says, oh man, I gotta take the gloves off to read this shit, you guys. It says it might be too cold for Angel out there. Nah, she good, but yeah, it is cold out here, man. Like, the other day, man, her feet were frozen. She couldn't even walk, and she was only out for like maybe 5 minutes. So yeah, I gotta be careful with her. It's gonna be to the point where she gotta piss in the motherfucking hotel room. I don't give a shit. Let that bitch piss. I mean, let my little girl. I'm about to call her a bitch, but yeah, let my little girl piss in the room. I don't give a damn. Give a shit about that motherfucking room. That's awesome, man. Good. You got that pressure cooker? How cold? Cold enough, man. I don't know. I ain't checked, but it's probably about if I had to guess right now what the temp is, I would say 20, 17 degrees. Yeah. 20 degrees, because earlier it was 32, 37. And I could be out. I was pretty much out there outside without my shirt on. 37 degrees, no shirt. No shirt, and I was out for like 10 minutes. And I had sun, I was good. 37 degrees, no shirt. I was cool. But there was no breeze and the sun was out. So I was alright. Hold up. Let's see. It says that's good, man. Nelson, you gonna start trading? That's my boy. Start trading, motherfucker. Start watching those video lessons. Buy that DVD. Buy those DVDs. Like I said, the first one you need to get is Penny Stocking Framework. Like I said, go to my last video, click that link, buy that video, that DVD, and start learning, man. You'll be able to trade. You'll probably start trading within the next couple weeks. Or shit, you might trade next week. Just depends on how much you could study, how many hours you could put in studying, you know what I'm saying? But the sooner, I'm gonna tell you right now, the sooner, damn, my phone's about to die. The sooner you start trading, the sooner you start watching those video lessons, the sooner you're gonna make money. You know what I mean? But like I told you before, you better make sure you put in very small positions, man. Don't worry about making money right now. You know what I'm saying? And don't worry about putting big positions, because you put in a big position, you're gonna lose a lot of money. You're gonna be down 20,000, 10,000, 50,000, 100,000. You know what I'm saying? So don't fuck around like that. Just put in real small positions, man. But yeah, right now you just need to watch those video lessons. You watch those video lessons, man, you'll be good to go. Yeah, you'll make money, boy. You'll make money, just like the rest of those motherfuckers. Yeah, it's cold out here. It's probably like 17 degrees out here, maybe 10 degrees. It's cold. My nose is already frozen. I've only been out here 2 minutes, and my nose is already frozen. Yeah, so it's cold as a motherfucker out here. Yep, it's cold. fuck out there. Shit. Shit don't make no goddamn sense out there. Ice cream. Yeah, they got the ice cream. This is s'mores now. Shit out there. Crunch. Fuck. Go fucking figure. Fucking figure. They would run out my shit. That's some shit. Hey, you got any more in the back? You got any more of these in the back? Grab some other shit too. What else do I need? What should I get? Some donuts or some shit? Get some, them donuts don't taste. They taste like shit. Motherfuckers right here. There might be salt. Is salt? I'll take them anyway. I'll get the glaze. The glaze or the powder? Fuck, I'll take the powder. Take the powder. Chips. Yeah, I need some chips too. Grab some chips. I think this phone is about to die, man. Yeah, we'll grab some chips. No bird? No, no bird. I already ate, man. Shit, I got Chinese food. I don't need no bird, man. I don't need no bird. Yeah, we don't need no bird. Oh, man. All right, so what we getting? What kind of chips we getting? We're gonna go with, let's see. Barbecue. Oh, yeah, we'll grab some barbecue. Barbecue. What else? Some cheddar. Grab the cheddar. What do they say about that ice cream back there?
Looks like that's all.
Okay. Always fucking up the ice cream. Cookie dough. I don't like chips, man. I don't fucking use chips.
Put one in one?
Cupcake.
Oh, we do have one.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Let me get one more. Let me get one more.
One more?
Yeah.
What's that?
In the freezer.
Chester or Buffalo?
Chester.
Yeah, thanks, Bubba.
There's a $5 finding fee too.
Yeah, yeah, cool.
You get that on the
Yep.
Thanks.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Alright.
Yeah, yeah, that's all me. Yep, sure is. No, I ain't. I'm just trying to snack. That's just a snack. Shit.
This ain't even. This is appetizer.
That's just a snack.
What you
Shit.
gonna say? Shorts?
I stay hungry. Though. Shit.
And then some?
Yeah.
668. Grand total is 25.15.
I don't give a fuck if they stare at me, but yeah, they stare. It don't matter.
Deciding
Alright, what is it? Man.
1 liter.
How you doing, sir? Good.
Approved. Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah. Thanks, man. Hey, how we doing, bro? Woo. Yeah, we loaded up. So I shouldn't have to buy no snacks for a while. Unless I just go through them motherfuckers. Alright, we got ice cream. Yeah, we good. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'll look into it when I get back to the room. I'll check it out. Eat some ice cream. We'll look at this stock you're talking about. And it's cheap too. I know I said cheap. I need to get that out of my vocabulary. But yeah, it is a cheap ass stock. It's only 16 cents. But boy, I don't miss that shit, man. I don't miss being in that fucking truck. I don't miss that shit. That's why I'm like, man, I don't even think I want to haul water now. Shit. I don't even think I want to drive, period, no more. I think I'm done, man. I think that's a wrap. I don't miss that shit, man. I don't miss that shit one bit. if you had a choice, right? If you had a choice to make money anywhere in the world, right? And you could just make money off your phone, your laptop, right? You could be anywhere in the world, right? You make your money. Or would you rather be stuck in the truck, having some motherfucker tell you, you know, how to make your money? You know what I mean? You stuck in the truck, you gotta go get loads, you gotta figure out loads, you know what I'm saying? What would you pick? Would you rather make money off your phone, your laptop? Or would you rather make money off being inside a goddamn truck and being stuck in that fucking truck? I don't know about you, but I'd rather make money off my goddamn phone and my laptop and be anywhere in the world. You know? That's just me. That's just me. You might be different. You might want to be in a truck. Yeah. But I'm good. He said money bags from the phone. Hell yeah. Yeah. Look at that. My nose is pink. Look at that. You see that shit? My nose is fucking pink. It's so goddamn cold out there. Look at that shit. Pink as a motherfucker. It's cold out there, boy. Cold out there. My nose already running and shit. Yeah. That's cold. That's cold. Look at that. Yeah, fuck all that. There we go. Money. All right, let's check out these stocks. Got the ice cream. Yeah. That's actually pretty good for being a truck stop. Not bad. Not bad. And it's not what we usually get, but you know what? It'll do the job. It's not what we usually get, but you know what? It'll work. My stomach boiling. I think I might use the bathroom in a minute. Shit. Yeah, stomach boiling up for some reason. Maybe it's the fucking Chinese food. That's the thing about ordering food, man. You can't trust the food, man. You know? It's like gambling. Motherfucker can get food poisoning from that shit. That's why I don't like fucking eating out like that, especially a Chinese restaurant. Fucking meat just tastes like shit. I'm not gonna look at this. I'm gonna study. I look at that stock.
Then the next day I was actually short overnight because it's good to short the first down day. But instead of going down, you know, since it was already down from $1.25 to 75 cents, it bounced a little bit. And, you know, I almost took a loss, but I held on and I made another profit as it dropped all the way to 60 cents. This is a 50% drop in one day from $1.25 down to 60 cents. And, you know, and I was short again overnight thinking that it would go down to 50 cents, and instead it gapped up and it was the beginning of a whole nother bounce, which is why, you know, it's easy in hindsight say, oh, look how easy it is. I mean, we're channeling stocks.com. Just buy low, sell high. It's not that easy. What's up? Question somewhere.
I was just going to ask that, but you kind of talked about it already. On the number 4, that bounce into the next day,
Yeah.
you held through. Now, does that make you nervous? Is that caused by a stop at 75 cents? Like most people buying low again to go back up?
Yeah, I mean, it's not an exact science, but when a stock drops from 125 down to 75 cents and it still has all this volume and momentum, it can bounce because some shorts are going to cover, there's some forced buy-ins. You know, I held through it just because I thought that it was
I gotta
absurd.
go flush real
It's at
quick.
75 cents a dollar. I thought that it was worthless. And I'm right. The stock is now at 8 cents. But it was very scary. And this bounce surprised a lot of people. So you see here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going over the steps perfectly. Buying, I mean, had you bought the panic here in the 60 cent, 65 cent region, you could have doubled your money again in a few days. But no one expected this bounce again. Me least of all. I mean, I think I had made like 10,000, and then I shorted aggressively, and then I think I had lost 10,000, or I had lost 20,000, and I was down overall. But then I made money on this drop and this drop and this drop. So and I think I'm up like plus 30 or plus 33 now.
Is there a general point in one of the 7 steps where the promotion actually ends? And like in step 2, when it ramps up again, or you even have one where the 2 ramps even higher. And I'm wondering at that point, are they actually pouring more money into the promotion? If you go to iHub, are you seeing like
So the volume kind of, you can consider this an IPO actually. So in an abstract way, the guy is right. This is a pump IPO. It's the first day of the pump. And so everyone's excited. Anybody else? Yes. So the question is, you get a lot of mailers from a lot of promoters, and most promoters are okay with nothing but it, aka constant. A lot of bad words. Yeah, most pumps mail. I've tried to reduce how many different newsletters I read, just to keep some of my sanity left. It's mostly gone, but still have some left. So I'm trying to simplify and reduce the clutter in my head. But that's the point of Aaron Wise's academic study, which we'll email. I guess maybe tonight we'll email it, and you can see we compared 20 different stock promoters and their effects on different stocks. And there actually is a case that can be made where you can buy these pumps for a few minutes, hours, or days, and have a statistically significant edge. Saying, I sound like the FDA, like there is statistical evidence that it's good to buy pumps with certain promoters. But I prefer buying the reactions to those pumps, namely the technical breakout and then the buy-ins. As I mentioned, buy-in alerts. So when a broker is, notifying you of buy-ins, it's not just you. They're not just saying, hey Greg at Goldman Sachs. It's not just you. Although maybe it was in your case because they just hate you. But yeah, what's up?
I've got a question on that. How is buy-ins determined? Because there's been cases where you've been bought in, where other people haven't, and vice versa.
I don't know the exact science behind buy-ins. The question is, how do buy-ins work? I really don't know. The buy-ins newsletter, if successful, will usher in a whole new area of study, and we'll try and learn about how buy-ins work. But right now, all I know is that some people do get bought in. I don't think brokers want to buy people in unless they're actually long the position.
She like ice cream just like a daddy.
Samurai warrior Greg.
Fucking us some ice cream.
But you have to respect the power of buy-ins, just like OPTT, where it might be a fundamentally flawed company, it might be a leadbid pump, but when there are buy-ins, the stock cannot go down. There are forced buys. So all you can do is respect their power and try and judge them. But I look forward to studying them more, and I think that maybe a year from now we'll have a chart like this, kind of like how buy-ins influence and how to better understand buy-ins. So that's a good question. Thanks. Yeah.
Tim, you said the bounces on POTG were due to buy-ins, but given that so few shares to short were available, I don't think this was the reason. What do you respond? Buy-ins were the consequence, not the reason.
So the question is, or the criticism is, he doesn't think that it was buy-ins that caused the run-up. I mean, as somebody who did get bought in on POTG, and knowing several others who got bought in on POTG, yes, buy-ins were the cause of the run-up on some days, but it's also the promoters. I'm not privy to CEO on and other promoters and people on the inside of these deals, but from what I understand is that they have market makers, and we also have a market maker not here today. He had a rough night last night. He was at the party. And you can support the bid, and there's all sorts of ways that you can basically just influence the stock price enough to create buy-ins, because buy-ins might not be the whole reason to push up a stock, but they're a trigger. If you can influence a few million shares to buy, and none of this volume, this thing never really had 40 million shares that wanted to trade this day, or 50 million shares. Out of those 50 million shares, probably 30 of that is the promoters and their people on the inside of the deal just going back and forth to make the volume go up. Look at this. This is not natural volume. Everyone's going to trip on that. This is not natural. 4 days in a row of increasing volume. It's not like this company is amazing. It's the promoters saying, okay, the volume on the previous day was 20 million. Let's do 25 today. Let's go back and forth with matched orders and crap like that. Yeah, Bob.
Tim, on OPTT, for instance, I was bought in on a few hundred of my shares. If we have multiple trading accounts and there is a buy-in, would it be a good idea to go long on one of the other trading accounts?
100%. The question, you have a microphone. So yeah, buy-in alerts, this newsletter is going to be a long bias newsletter. Buy-ins create great opportunities. Since we're talking about OPTT and since tomorrow is a trading day, we can skip for now a whole bunch of examples that we're going to go over because I want you to be prepared for OPTT tomorrow. Let's just talk about this. This will be the last example today because I know some of us are exhausted. I don't want to show. This is a 2-year chart of OPTT. It's gotten crushed. The company is one of the worst companies in the world. And yeah, I am short this stock, but I'm short it for very specific reasons. And it is because Jonathan Lebed pumped this stock up. This is a 1-month chart. So, the stock was fading into oblivion rather perfectly, maybe a little excessively here on October 1st. But right here, you see this big candle, and the volume was over 500,000 shares. And that was because Jonathan Lebed, does anybody not know who Jonathan Lebed is? Raise your hand. I said not know of him. Okay, cool. So Jonathan Lebed, Harry, you don't know who Jonathan Lebed is? You just know CEOs. So Jonathan Lebed he was the youngest. Do a Google search, Lebed. There's a New York Times article, I think it was front page of New York Times Magazine. He was on 60 Minutes when he was, I want to say 15. He was the youngest ever stock manipulator. He had I want to say over 50 aliases on message boards, and he would go back and forth. He would buy the stock in his own accounts, and then he would create all these aliases and post on the message boards, and he'd be like, John 01, this stock looks amazing, and then alias 2 would be like, I agree, and then alias 3 would be like, I'm not so sure, why do you think it's amazing? Alias 4 would say, here's why, and why, and he would list out different things. Alias 1 would come back and say, thanks, alias 5. So he would post thousands of messages on these message boards, and if you're doing research on this company and you're reading and you see this whole conversation, is pretty crazy, and it might influence you to buy, and the SEC determined that yes, that would influence you to buy, and it's kind of misleading given that it's all one guy with different aliases. So he settled with the SEC. I don't think it's the whole bullshit, didn't admit or deny guilt, but he settled for several hundred thousands of dollars in ill-gotten gains, is I believe the terminology. And now he runs lebed.biz. Lebed.biz is his company. It's an IR firm. And an IR firm is investor relations. And because penny stocks don't really have real investors, it's basically a pumping firm. It's a way to, he gets cash or stock or both, and it pumps up the stock. Somebody is paying him. Or you can take a big position and then just pump it up completely. Some people have labeled me a stock demoter instead of a stock promoter because they say, Tim, aren't you doing the exact same thing just in reverse? You're just talking bad about a company, you're shorting, and you're profiting. The difference is that A, statistically, I'm right, and B, I don't lie about propaganda saying this is the next Google or bullshit like that. I tell it like it is. And again, the statistics are on my side, as is the law. It's gray area whether or not you can send out millions of emails and really get a stock up. The reason why you want to stock up as a company is so that you can show investors, look, there's interest. Let's raise a few $1 million to try and get money for this oil and gas or this little company and try and make it viable. It is a free world. You're entitled to do that, but these companies almost uniformly fail. And the people on the inside aren't dumb enough to believe that their deal is definitely going to make it. Does that you understand who Jonathan Lebed is now? And the interesting thing is that Jonathan Lebed has a few different companies. So one of his companies, he's partnered with another promoter called WallStreetGrand.com. and they own this thing called the National Inflation Association, the NIA. Sounds very respectable. Who here watches NIA videos?
Whoa, what happened? What happened here? What's going on here? Let's go.
Number two, their names aren't really important to me. But a lot of what they do is they send out emails. And NIA, because inflation is a very hot subject. This rather famous economist, Peter Schiff, went off on Jonathan Levitt and the NIA, as did MarketWatch. MarketWatch wrote a nasty article right over here somewhere when it was consolidating, and I was short, and I was like, woohoo, this is gonna crash, because MarketWatch kept going up because there were buy-ins. And I was shorting this, and it was easy to short in the 350s. I correctly avoided this first wave. As I talk about this in the 7-step process, there's multiple waves of pumping, and usually I like to avoid the first wave trying to short a stock. I'm usually not so desperate where a stock goes from 250 up to 3 and I want to short it. After all, it was at 3 just a few days ago. But when it goes up to 350, which is, above where it was for the past basically 3 weeks, then I start getting interested. And so I started shorting, thinking that, look, the volume is fading. This is a pump from the NIA, not from Levitt himself. Levitt the NIA in the disclaimer says we own 177,000 shares at an average of 326, I want to say. So I figured they would start selling. I was wrong. I was dead wrong on this one. And a lot of people suffered because it was so easy to short in the 3s, and then it spiked due to buy-ins. But the point of me showing this, and Bob, with buy-in alerts, right here, there's a technical breakout at 375. No different than the technical breakout on POTG at 46 cents. Nobody thought that this would have another wave, least of all me, left in it. Or maybe some people did. Did anybody buy the breakout here at 375? Raise your hands. Are you pointing? Okay, cool. You bought the breakout? Nice. Okay, so you saw, but you saw somebody else get bought in the chat room, and you're like, let me buy this. That's beautiful. That's outside the box thinking. You're welcome. Cool. I'll take credit for that. 100,000 shares did you buy? It doesn't matter. It's. So I was somewhere, I don't even know where I was, but I remember watching it. I covered half my position, or most of 3/4 of my position right here on this white day right here, because it wasn't cracking 340. I was short 15,000 shares. It wasn't cracking. Sometimes when a stock does not crack, it looked like it was going to crack multiple times for those of us watching it. It was just like, come on, just break 340. You're so close. And it just would never crack. And there was always somebody on the bid. Maybe it was Levitt. Maybe it was Gerard Adams.